100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
It's time to think outside the pocket on Saturday Scramble.
I think the Bucks signed their souls away or something.
I look at the Bucks as Augustus Gloop.
Probably really smart, actually, because I write such songs.
Yes! Clip that, Riley. Jason said that I'm smart.
I go to the gym to fight people.
That's awesome.
On 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel with Jesse Nelson. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
Good morning, everybody. It is a dreary Saturday morning here, but nevertheless, it is the Saturday Scramble. Pablo Iglesias, Jesse Nelson, Riley Yauk behind the glass here at the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and the brand new customizable ESPN Wisconsin app. We are talking a whole lot of things today. We've got Packers talk as we get ready for training camp that's coming up on Wednesday. Jason Wilde joining us too, breaking down his list. He had some breaking news or some news that he needed to get to before he released who his final two most important Packers are of 2025. Excited to talk to him. The Brewers are sizzling right now. Sizzling, coming back into the second half after a beautiful win in Los Angeles at the Chavez Ravine. 8 in a row, 4 against the Dodgers. We got a lot to talk about on this Saturday. Despite this dreary weather out here, we're bringing the energy. We're bringing good vibes. Jesse Nelson once again is here joining us on the Saturday Scramble. Jesse, thank you for tapping in with us and taking some time out of your Saturday to have some fun.
Thank you very much, Pablo and Riley. It is a pleasure to be back. I left my wife and dog on the couch, snuggled up with cups of coffee. Well, she had a cup of coffee. The dog did not. Watching Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. And I thought,
that's a good one.
This would be a great way to spend a dreary Saturday morning. But this is the next best option for me, is coming in and spreading some dreary morning cheer with you.
As Jason Wilde, which also you can hear Jesse. Jesse, the producer of Wilde and Tausch.
Very well-produced show.
Very well-produced. No bias there, right?
Not at all. None whatsoever. Especially when Riley fills in, is what I hear.
Whoa, Riley. Well,
Riley!
As Jason loves to say, too, Jesse, thank you for your service.
Oh, yes.
We truly appreciate that. Also, too, either way, you're going to be heading home after the show, probably snuggling up with Mo, watching some more Harry Potter.
That might be on the docket today.
That's probably on the docket, but you told us that something else was going to be on the docket, and apparently you've been convinced otherwise to remove that from the schedule. Let the people know what's going on.
So, first of all, thank you to everyone who tunes into Wilde and Tausch every weekday from 9 to noon. We love all of our fans each and every day. We've had a very busy week. We were at the Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open. We were at Jones Dairy Farm on Wednesday. We have had some Packers news come up over the last couple of days. Tausch had ideas firing left and right yesterday on the show.
On it.
So I haven't had a chance to address this on Wilde and Tausch. So if I may have the floor here on the Saturday Scramble, I feel like this is my opportunity because otherwise time will be gone. Tonight in Muskego, Wisconsin, those who have listened to Prep Mania over the years know I'm a proud Muskego High School alum. Tonight is our 15-year high school reunion, and I'm not going to go. And I...
You don't want to see. Wait, what throws me off is like you have said this right there on Prep Mania, on all of our broadcasts. Even Hunter Wohler, who's also a Wisconsin
Hunter Wohler's
Badger,
my guy. Yes.
He's your guy, Muskego guy. If anything, I know I'm proud of my high school, but it's the Chicagoland area. Nobody knows where the heck I'm talking about when I bring up my high school. You, on the other hand, you're a home state guy. This is everything.
Yeah.
You bleed
Very
Muskego.
proud. Yep.
And yet you're not going back to a place that you talk about so much that it's made its way onto our airwaves for our high school broadcasts.
So
why is the question?
Okay, long story. The planning for the 10-year reunion started in February of 2020. I don't know if you remember, but some other things came up shortly after that.
Yes, they did.
So we ended up not having a 10-year reunion in 2020. We were the class of 2010. Was when I graduated from high school. So we didn't have the traditional 10-year reunion, which would have been our first time all getting back together. So now ideas started circulating a few months ago in the same Facebook group that we had started the 10-year planning, which I was part of.
Pretty millennial coded of us.
That's right.
That feels like the right place to do it.
Yeah, younger generation would use a group me. We use Facebook groups still. That's where we belong.
Yeah,
Group me is where it's at.
Yeah. Well, for you youngsters, that's true. But for the rest of us, we're in the Facebook group still.
No WhatsApp. Riley Yauk over here behind the glass. Our resident 20. How old are you?
24.
Yeah,
just
our resident
recently
24.
Congratulations to me. Wow.
Thank you for your service too. And I'm sure we'll
Thank you.
key back to you at some
Thank
point.
you.
Jesse, the floor is yours again.
The planning started a few months ago for the 15-year, and I was like, heck yeah, I want to go to the 15-year reunion. There's a bunch of people that I was in. Band was where I made a lot of my friends in high school, so a lot of people in the band, some people on the bowling team, baseball, and we had a large graduating class. We had like 450 in our graduating class. So there's a lot of people that I haven't been in touch with outside of keeping up with them on social media over the last decade and a half. I was like, this would be a great thing to go to and just kind of see what everybody's doing. A lot of people are starting to have young kids. Some people have moved away to different parts of the country. They're coming back in for this. Like, this is going to be a fun night. So they have a bar rented out in Muskego. They got an open bar. They're doing a tour of the high school for those who want to go beforehand. I'm like, oh, this would be kind of a fun thing to go to. And I started, so I have my tiers of friends. I have my tier 1 friends that I went to high school with, who I'm still very close with. And we just went to a Brewers game a few weeks ago, and it was coincidentally like 2 days before the deadline to book your tickets for the reunion. And so we're at the Brewers game, we're tailgating, we go in. It was when they were playing the Rockies and took care of business on a Saturday afternoon at American Family Field. And we're talking during the game. I said, who's all going to the reunion? They're like, no, I'm not going. I'm like, why? What do you mean? Why aren't you going? I want to go. Why don't you want to go? I know I already talked to everybody that I want to talk to. I don't need to see anybody else. I see what they're doing on social. That's good. And I'm like, well, okay, if Dave's not going, if John's not going, Tyler's he was on the student council, so he has to go. He's like on the planning committee for it. So Tyler's going. All these other people that I'm actually close with that I see regularly, a couple of times a year, I'd say maybe a handful, probably a half dozen times a year. None of them are going to go to the reunion. So as we were driving home, me and Becca, I'm talking to her. I'm like, if none of my closest friends are going to the reunion, it kind of takes away from the fun of going to the reunion, because otherwise I'm just going to be sitting there by myself and trying to identify people around the room. Be like, oh, that might be Lauren, that might be Emily, but I don't remember for sure if it is. Like, that would be an awkward situation. So I opted not to go.
You don't think as probably as an eccentric of a person as you are, you could make more friends. What are you afraid of, that this is going to be the first day of high school type of thing where it's just you and Becca sitting alone at the lunch table? But it's not going to be like that. You could always flex too that you're at an ESPN radio station. Why not do that?
Great question, because it would be a lot like high school, because Becca said she wouldn't go. She had no interest in going and meeting a bunch of people she'll never meet again.
Homecoming date, something came up
right,
all of a sudden, too.
Suddenly I'm sitting at lunch by myself while all my other friends and their significant others are doing whatever else they're up to, and I'm sitting there eating my peanut butter and jelly at the brewery in Muskego. So, yeah, that's where we're at. So I opted not to go. So we have some other plans for the evening. We are not going to the reunion. I'm not going to the reunion. Tier 1 Tyler, who has become a character of ours on Wilde and Tausch.
Wait, so you're ditching him?
He's going, but he's a popular guy, and his wife.
Well, you can hang out with the popular guy.
So
you
Tyler
can hang out with the popular
I thought none
guy.
of your friends were going.
Tyler's the only one going of the ones that I'm really close with.
But he's tier 1.
He is, but all the other tier 1s aren't. And if they're not all going to go, Tyler is a social butterfly. Tyler's going to be bouncing. He's talking to the student council and the track team and the band people and everyone. He's going to be talking to everybody. And his wife was a year younger than us. She's going with him, and she's going to know a bunch of the people there. So they're going to be bouncing all around. And I don't want to just ride his coattails and be like his arm candy all night. Like, I don't want to third wheel tier 1 Tyler and his wife. So I opted not to go. I'm not going to the reunion.
Jesse, you talk on the radio for a living. Mm-hmm. Are you saying you are too introverted to go to a high school reunion by yourself?
We are mortal here on the radio, Riley. I don't know if you know that. And we have our
human.
We have our. I'm only human, and we have
like Superman.
We have our hesitation. I have my kryptonite, and my kryptonite is being alone in a social setting. I'm not good. I will go to movies by myself. I have sat at a bar by myself while waiting for other people to show up, but I've never just gone out. Like, if I'm at a hotel, like, out of town for a night, I'm not just going to go down to the bar and just sit there by myself. I can't do that. That's not a situation that I thrive in, and I feel like that would be the situation. Plus, what's extra awkward about this, I think it would be less awkward doing something by yourself where you don't know anybody at the place you are. Like, if you did go to a bar by yourself on a Wednesday night or something like that. If you go to a high school reunion and you're looking around there, you're like, I know I went to high school with almost all of these people, and I can only pick out 10 of them. That's an uncomfortable feeling. So I've opted not to go to the high school reunion.
844-770-3776, the Carvel's Talk and Text line. List is more. Are you in or out on high school reunions? And is Jesse... Jesse, yes.
Are you going to call me chicken? You're going to buck, 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 buck.
Oh, see, I was just watching Back to the Future, and it's just like, don't call me chicken.
Well, I don't think I'm chicken. I think this is a strategic decision by me not to go.
I just can't believe that you're ditching Tier 1 Tyler, even if it does feel like...
He will be fine. His wife is going with him. He's got a ton of friends. He's on the planning committee. He's going to be just fine.
Do you feel like that, it's like, I don't know, steal it? Do you just want the spotlight on you, and are you upset that the spotlight's not on you?
No, of course
Jesse,
not.
we know you.
Yes, you do, but that has nothing to do with what this situation is. If I was going with 4 or 5 of my friends that I went to high school with, and we all knew, like, okay, this is our core, we're going to hang out here, and then, like, it's just like going back to high school. Think about where you were. I don't know how long ago you were in high school. Riley was like last year. Whenever you were back in high school, and you got your, like, 3 or 4 friends that are your closest, those are your best friends, your Tier 1 friends, and then sometimes that friend group merges with the other friend group that's like your Tier 2 friends, and suddenly you got 8 people sitting around in the hallway or at lunch talking to each other and out at recess. Like, that's how this would be, but all my Tier 1s are gone, so I'd have to, like, try and morph, and it'd be like going back to high school where none of my closest friends are around in the hallway, and I got to try and figure this out, and I can't identify half these people because I haven't talked to them in 15 years.
What it feels like that you would walk into, like, the wrong classroom or something like that first day, and those types of embarrassments. Is that what you're afraid of? Are you just afraid of just reliving all of these horrors, these traumas?
I wasn't.
You're a freshman walking into a senior class. Not that that's happened to me or anything before. That's totally not an embarrassing thing.
More on that in a second.
It may have actually been because this wasn't high school, but this was college. Because Jesse Nelson and I, proud Bradley Braves,
Bradley boys here,
Bradley
on Saturday
boys,
Scramble.
Titans of the Bradley Sports Communication.
That's what they call us.
I think it was a senior class my freshman year. I just walked in, I sat down, I was so confident, and one of our esteemed professors, Dr. Dickhouse, had looked at me. He like,
"You don't belong here."
He's like, "Are you Abigail?" And I was like, "I'm in the wrong class." Just got up and ran out the door.
See you, teach.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. What a welcome into college for me.
That's awesome.
Okay, Jesse, so it sounds like you don't care how your fellow high school classmates are doing these days.
I know how many of them are doing, because the ones who I care the most about, I still see and talk to on a regular basis. And those who I'm not super close with, I'm still connected with on various social media platforms. And so I see, oh, look at their adorable young children. Oh, they got married a couple of years ago. Oh, this one lives in Texas now. That's awesome. I know all that about all these people.
So you could ask them and then have a real conversation about it.
But I don't know that I'd be able to, like, pick them out in the crowd if we're all dolled up because we're all dressed up for the reunion.
I don't think it's that hard. I don't think it's that tough.
Do people dress up like in suits?
I don't know, because I backed out before they said what the attire was.
Well, you could ask Tier 1 Tyler what the dress code is.
I will ask him when he's going tonight. So have you guys had reunions yet?
It's funny.
No.
Yes, that one.
Yeah, Riley's like...
So my 10-year came up. So what was it? When did I graduate? 2013?
From high school.
From high school.
So your 10-year would have been 2 years ago.
Yes, my 10-year would have been 2 years ago. We did not have one, and to my knowledge, I was the student body president, and I found out that I'm the person who's supposed to plan it.
Party foul, Pablo. What?
So
you were the student body president?
Well.
Yep. How the turns table.
What?
Unfortunately, yes. So I apologize to all of my fellow caravan alum of the 2013 class. It is my fault that we did not have a 10-year reunion. But nobody hit me up. Nobody reached out to me. I didn't know.
Oh, Tier 1 Tyler says, I'm ironically listening right now. You should be going today.
He should be. How are you ditching him?
I'm not ditching him. He's going to be fine.
Is he?
He's a
okay.
social butterfly.
But again, the fact that you, out of all people, you're like, none of my good friends are going, and you have a Tier 1 friend that is...
One Tier 1. There are several Tier 1s. You guys know how the tiers work. There are...
Yes.
Because people say, you're my best friend, and then you turn around and say someone else, you're my best friend. That's not how it works. You can have Tier 1 friends, but if you're saying best friend, it has to be one person. My Tier 1 friends, only one is going. The other 5 or 6 are not. The other 5 or 6 are all, we're good. So if they're not going, Tyler's going to be fine. I've opted not to go. We have other plans tonight and for the rest of the weekend.
I feel like, are you guys getting together at least? Or are you doing something? Or is it just everyone's doing their own thing?
We just did that like 2 weeks ago. We went to the Brewers game. So we had that. We went to our usual trip to Iowa that we go on in the March Madness season. We go for the opening weekend of the NCAA tournament. We all get together for that. There's a cabin trip that's planned here coming up. Unfortunately, I can't go, but there's a cabin trip planned in the next couple of weeks.
Oh,
so
who's stealing the spotlight in that one?
A lot of times we get together. They'll come up to one of our ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day tailgates during the college football season, just around the corner. Can't wait for that. So we get together again a half dozen times a year, I'd say, is the average that the Tier 1 high school friends all get together. So if I can't go to the 15-year reunion because I don't get to see someone I sat in biology class with my sophomore year that I don't remember, I'm okay with that because I'm still close with the people that I care most about.
I think you're missing an opportunity for a good glow-up to just show everybody what you're doing. Just to let them know what you're doing.
Know if, I wasn't that cool in high school, but I have not glowed up. I can tell you that much.
I think you've been glowing up, Jesse.
No?
I'm here to support you. I think you gotta do it.
May have blown up a little bit. I don't know if I've blown up.
Come on, Jesse. Don't do that to yourself. Well, speaking of teams or players that could be using a glow up, the Packers, the most important Packers of 2025, Jason Wilde putting out that full list. He is joining us later in this hour. But before that, we are talking about his list and also some of our Packers that we think need a glow up coming into 2025. This is the Saturday Scramble. Pablo Iglesias, Jesse Nelson on 100.5 ESPN.
Stay tuned. Saturday Scramble continues after this on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't friendly. The trash talk, next level. And the stakes, those are crystal clear. Cheers! With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Jim Rutledge here. It's officially camping season, which means I will be using my big blue truck from Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. What does that mean? It means it's a customized buying experience. If you're an expert and you know what you want, they're happy to let you take the lead. And if you have a ton of questions, Aaron, Tyler, and the whole team at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb will make sure they can answer them all. You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
ESPN Madison is proud to partner with Mentoring Positives for our 3rd annual ESPN Madison Open. Mentoring Positives is a nonprofit based right here in Madison and is dedicated to uplifting youth and families through mentoring, athletics, and youth entrepreneurship. As a trusted presence in the community, Mentoring Positives has been helping young people build confidence, leadership, and purpose for 20 years. They're changing lives right here in our community. Visit mentoringpositives.org to make your impact today. That's mentoringpositives.org.
This update sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you.
Fans, here is the Quick Trip to the Ballpark ticket offer. Spend $200 at participating Quick Trip locations and get a free Terrace Reserve ticket to a 2025 Milwaukee Brewers home game. Check brewers.com/quicktrip for more details.
Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org. Insured by NCUA.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. American Family Insurance can help protect your dream home for whatever comes next. You can live in your own oasis or your own clubhouse. Whatever you choose, get the right coverage. Save up to 23% by bundling home and auto. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Gear up for Quick Trip's Mountain Dew Quick Climb. Now through August 17th. Play free daily in the Quick Rewards app and earn bonus plays with every eligible purchase. Grab one with hot food. That's 2 bonus plays. Each week, the cash prize climbs by $5,000, all the way to a $250,000 grand prize. So open the app and get climbing. Your summer, your climb, your win. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents residing in Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota, Michigan, South Dakota, North Dakota, or Wisconsin. Ends August 17th. Bonus plays require qualifying purchase. See full rules at quicktrip.com/sweepstakes.
The Bucky Badger Student Mascot Fund was created to support the amazing student athletes who bring the best mascot in the world to life. Hey, my name is Stacy Bruner. I was Bucky Badger from 2010 to 2014. My most memorable sports moment was running out the flag at the 2013 Rose Bowl versus Stanford. Your donation will help fund new scholarships to ensure that the rich tradition of Bucky lives on. Learn more at supportbucky.org. That's supportbucky.org.
You're listening to Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
When you're spending every day on your own, and here it goes. I'm just a kid, and life is a nightmare. I'm just a kid, I know that it's not fair.
Nobody wants us. I'm alone in the world. Wow, great karaoke. I need the words in front of me.
You tried. See, this is why I can't go to reunions. Good song. By the way, that song crushes.
This seems like, it just seemed to me this is like the most teenage high school angst song I could come up with.
It's like the perfect, your stereotypical early 2000s movie where it's like the credit montage and what everybody's up to. Jesse Nelson now is a producer for a producer of a well-produced show of Wilde and Tausch 9 to noon on 100.5 ESPN. Pablo Iglesias, Jay Nelson over here, the Everlight Solar Studio 2. This is the Saturday
High School
Scramble.
Never Ends. Bowling for Soup would be the other one that I would put in the mix.
Of course you pick Bowling for Soup. For those who don't know, too, Jesse, the big bowling aficionado. Did you win state?
No. We came in 4th. Which was at the time a record, but now just last year. Here's another thing about the high school year. I called.
See, it seems like you have more reasons to go, and you just don't
No,
want
for Bowl Stream TV, that's where I call the high school bowling state championships, 10 years running.
Cool.
Last
you
year,
did say you weren't much of a cool guy in high school, and
and I'm confirming that right now.
You're really confirming things.
We finished in 4th place, which was a long-standing record for the Muskego Warriors bowling program until last year they won the state title. And I got to call the state title. It was awesome. I was on the video stream call of Muskego winning their state bowling championship. It was a proud moment for me, and I got to say hi to the coaches and the players and say how proud of them I was. Went with my dad for lunch at the bowling alley, saw the trophy, got a nice fish fry out of it. See, this was great. So
that was like your reunion moment.
That was essentially my I go back to Muskego on a regular basis. I see the people that I care most about. I'm not going to the reunion tonight. Curious how the poll will shake out if we have this up in the field at ESPN Madison.
Yes, if we have that up on the ESPN Madison Twitter.
It will be up shortly.
It will be up shortly. You can also chime in on the Carbless. You can also chime in on the Carbless Talk and Text line 844-770-3776. Are you in on high school reunions? And please, also, if you're texting in or calling in even, please dunk on Jesse for ditching Tier 1 Tyler, one of his top friends who is going to be attending this. Also, apparently, ironically listening. Thank you, Tyler. Appreciate
him tuning in.
But we got Packers to talk about.
I got an issue with Jason Wilde here, potentially.
Don't even need to set it up. Go for it. Just you're bringing back the opening kick. Why not?
So he's been doing this countdown of the most important Packers of 2025, the top 20 that has like 98 guys on it. Because he's a big slash guy. We called him Tausch called him Freddy Krueger of List yesterday.
Freddy Krueger. It was that, and then what else was Tausch pointing out? His look where it just.
Yeah, he's got this look he does with his eyes, apparently. Now his eyes get wide when he's
there it is,
baffled by something Tausch says. So anyway, we appreciate Jason because he's provided some great content for us with this list that he's been doing the countdown of here all month long. So it's down to the top 2. Yesterday, he unveiled number 3, Xavier McKinney. And we talked about this a little bit on Wilde and Tausch yesterday. So Josh Jacobs and Jordan Love have not yet been picked. One can only assume that one of them will be number 2 and the other will be number 1. I am jumping to that conclusion. I don't think Ben Sims or the punter or the long snapper will be on the list at number 2 or number 1 of the most important Packers. Running back, and I don't want to disparage Josh Jacobs because what he did last year for the Packers was tremendous. He has been a great running back all throughout his career, and he will continue to be so, and I think he'll be a big part of the Packers offense this year, especially because we haven't seen a number 1 wide receiver emerge. We've had that conversation plenty of times. Running back, I find to be the most replaceable position in football.
Ooh.
The Packers won a Super Bowl with an undrafted free agent running back stepping in at the end of the season in James Starks in 2010. And he played the last couple of games of the season and helped propel them through the postseason to the Super Bowl. Saquon Barkley was the exception last year. In most other cases, look at the Kansas City Chiefs and the cycle of running backs they've had go through in their dynasty here. Look at what the New England Patriots have had at running back. Guys you don't remember names of when they won Super Bowls over their dynasty of almost 2 decades.
Are you saying James White, Badgers legend, is...
James White, Badgers legend, no doubt. Great running back, but also, so was Kevin Falk. And so was... Didn't they have a Harris at some point? I forget. See, this is my point. So
not a Super Bowl team, but I just remember Ramondre Stevenson for some reason. That name just keeps popping up. But it's... they're not top-tier guys. I see what you're saying.
So my point is... And we did this exercise yesterday on our show. Tell me if I'm wrong, Pablo. If you take Jordan Love off the Green Bay Packers for every game this year, God forbid he misses this season, wins the lottery, and decides he's going to go on a year-long honeymoon with Ronica. Malik Willis starts every game. What's the win differential from Jordan Love starting every game to Malik Willis starting every game? 3, 4, 5 game difference?
I'd say I think it's pretty sizable. I think 4 or 5 is for sure that
I think
is a correct window because it was fun to watch Malik Willis go through that stretch, but realistically,
defenses are going to figure him out.
Yes,
over 17 games.
He's not Jordan Love at the end of the day. We thought he was going to be this big top tier prospect, but at the end of the day, it's he's a fine quarterback, but Jordan Love is Jordan Love.
So, I agree. So, I think if Malik Willis starts every game instead of Jordan Love, there's a 4 or 5 win differential between what the Packers do this season with Jordan Love versus without. If Marshawn Lloyd starts every game at running back, what's the win differential from Josh Jacobs playing every game to Marshawn Lloyd playing every game?
See, I feel like for this one, though, there is a even more sizable difference here. As good as like Marshawn Lloyd is, and hopefully he can get back onto the healthier swing. I mean, we looked at what happened. I want to know how many carries that Josh Jacobs averaged last season.
A lot.
He was a workhorse, and when Jordan Love was not on his game, it was Josh Jacobs. So I could still make the argument that again he is pivotal. I'm just trying to think.
You think they win 5 fewer games without Josh Jacobs playing every game this year? If that were to, again, God forbid, if that were to be the case, Josh Jacobs wins the lottery, decides he's going to retire and go live on a private island. He's done with football. That's okay. Mm-hmm. Marshawn Lloyd steps in. He's the Packers' everyday running back. They're still a playoff team. I think. I'm pretty strong in that assertion. Packers are still a playoff team. I think they're still contending for the NFC North title. I don't think it impacts their ability to advance further in the postseason. Jordan Love not playing is the difference between 11, 12 wins and potentially contending for the NFC North title and 6, 7 wins and us talking about Matt LaFleur's job security in December.
I need to see, what was it? How Josh Jacobs played last season, though. I think he was very reliable.
Pablo, are you asserting that the skill gap between Josh Jacobs and Marshawn Lloyd is greater than that of Jordan Love and Malik Willis?
That's what I'm seeing. Because it's like really when it comes down to it, it's like the Packers really relied a lot on. If we take out Josh Jacobs from last season, I think for sure I feel like that there's a sizable gap in terms of wins and losses. I'm sure Matt LaFleur could figure out some type of way to win these ball games, but I I think we're undervaluing a little bit of what Josh Jacobs brought to the table last season.
And again, I'm not trying to make this a let's disparage Josh Jacobs moment.
How
here.
dare you?
I don't want to be that guy. I know a lot of you will twist that on me and make me that all of a sudden because that's how things work around here. That's not what I'm going for.
Just like the Pat Murphy conversation.
Exactly. At your birthday bash, which I'm never going to live down. I'm not going to that next year either.
I'm sorry I invited you to my birthday party.
Had a great time. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Like that.
It's your fault.
This is the most elementary school conversation ever.
You said something mean at my birthday party. You should be grateful I invited you to my
This is why I'm
birthday
not
party.
going to the high school reunion tonight. I'm not qualified.
What outlandish thing would Jesse say tonight if he went? Is this the conversation?
Probably.
Is Josh Jacobs really all that great?
We should trade Josh Jacobs for some draft picks because that'll put the Packers. They'll be just as good. I'm not saying that. I'm not
there it is.
saying that.
Riley, cut it. We heard it.
What I am saying is, you can say whatever you want about leadership and a veteran presence in the locker room and a proven all-pro player and one of the big free agent signings the Packers had last season, and Josh Jacobs is great. But if we are strictly doing the exercise of ranking the most important Packers for the success of the 2025 team, I don't see any argument that you could put Josh Jacobs over Jordan Love because of what the win differential would be if either of them was gone for the entire season.
We'll get into this with Jason Wilde in a little bit, but I want to ask you, Jesse, why do you feel then? Why is Jordan Love the most important Packer in 2025?
Quarterback is the most important position in football. Jordan Love is the most important Green Bay Packer for the coming season. All of our speculation this year about wide receivers and tight ends and offensive line and the success of the defense, all of that can be traced back to the success of the quarterback play. And Jordan Love last year getting hurt against the Eagles out of the gates and not being fully healthy all season long, he didn't take a step forward. You could argue whether he took a step back or not, but we heard Jim, Matt, and Molly talking over the last couple of days about the prove-it season that it is for Jordan Love entering the 2025 season. The nature of if he... he's developed. He's in year, 7 now? And he feels like, yes, it's year 3 as a starter, but it's year 7 in the league. Like, we got to start to know what this guy has. This is the last year that I know Molly Brown has said this and others have echoed the sentiment. This is the year you got to figure out what Jordan Love brings to the table for the success and the future of the Green Bay Packers. This is the year where he has the most to prove, and he will elevate the play of everyone around him. Tucker Kraft, Romeo Dobbs, Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden, the list goes on. He can elevate the play of everyone around him because he's the starting quarterback and the franchise quarterback, and he's getting paid to be so for the Green Bay Packers.
We need to get to break, but I have one more thing. Real quick, success for Jordan Love. Put you on the spot. What is success for him then? If we're talking about this as his prove-it season, this needs to be the year where we need to figure out what he is. What is that successful metric for you, Jesse, that would deem this is the guy that we need to ride with for the remainder of his career?
So you can take your pick of which type of QBR or passer rating you like to follow. I think reducing interceptions no doubt will lead to a better passer rating without seeing a drop in the other stats. So in passing yards and in passing touchdowns and overall, there's an intangible that you want to measure. The presence as a leader in the huddle and at the line of scrimmage and decision making, tucking the ball and running a little bit more would be nice to see this. There's a lot of small, like he's a fine, above average quarterback in the National Football League, and we've seen him at 9 to 12 on lists of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and that's where he should be right now, I think. To earn $55 million a year, you got to reduce the interceptions. You can't cost the team any games, and you've got to go out there and hopefully the Packers aren't in a position where they need him to win them some games. Hopefully they're winning games well enough where they can run the football in the third and fourth quarter and get to victory. But if it comes to it, having those signature moments throughout the course of the season where like when Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre went out onto the field with 2 minutes left in the game and they were trailing by 4, you felt like they were going to win the game. Right now, I still don't get that feeling from Jordan Love if the Packers are in that situation. They haven't been in it that much, but I don't have that same confident feeling that the Packers are for sure going to win a game if they're down 4 getting the ball with 2 minutes to go. That's the feeling that I want to have come November and December, hopefully in pursuit of a Super Bowl.
If you're making the dough, you got to be making those big money plays. Jesse Nelson, all right. Pablo Iglesias here. This is the Saturday Scramble. Coming up next, We've got Jason Wilde talking more about his list of the top Packers of 2025, maybe a little bit about what his expectations for Jordan Love, training camp, all of that stuff. Packers insider Jason Wilde joining us next on the Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN.
Stay tuned. Saturday Scramble continues after this on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
GRB Academy is baseball for the serious player. Over the past 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's top destination for player development and advancement, including over 468 college commitments and 27 MLB draft picks. Their facility in Windsor is the home of GRB Rays baseball and features over 52,000 square feet of elite baseball training. Tryouts for the 2026 summer season begin July 22nd. Find full training programs and register now at grbacademy.com.
Jim Rutledge here from Jim, Matt, and Molly. Join myself, gold medalist Matt Hamilton, and Molly Brown live from Monk's in Middleton on Thursday, July 24th. Monk's Bar and Grill is known throughout the Midwest as the place to go for a great burger and friendly service since 1947. Plus, they have plenty of ice-cold Coors Light, because when the mountains are blue, you know what to do. Say it with me. Come out and crush a Coors Light and enjoy the show with me, Jim, Matt, and Molly, live from Monk's in Middleton, Thursday, July 24th.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Madison's home of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Lots up top to Giannis. Whoa, what a play!
Wisconsin Badgers volleyball.
Underneath it, bump set, left side, powers it down. What a rally, and Wisconsin comes out on top.
And now, the Milwaukee Brewers.
Fly ball to center. It is way back, and it is gone.
This is Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. You're listening to Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. He knows it all about the green and gold.
Well, first of all, knows it all is definitely not accurate.
Well, he still knows a lot more than we do.
And I'm fine with that. I don't really like to be the center of attention like Riley does.
It's Jason Wilde on Saturday Scramble.
I need some good news. Send me
Yes, that sound is always a great indicator. And joining us right now is the man, the myth, the legend himself, Packers insider Jason Wilde, giving us some good news just a few days away from Packers training camp when we really get to see what this 2025 team is made of. Jason, we got a whole lot of stuff to get into about Jordan Love taking the next step, what your Packers list looks like over on channel3000.com. But first off, good morning, Jason. How are you? How you doing? Before I get into the big question, how we doing today?
I could not be doing better, and not just because I get to talk to you two, but we got our two little kittens here that I'm sitting with as I talk to you guys. And is there anything cuter than a kitten?
Yeah, any dog.
Of course you would come in with such a strong way to rebuttal that. Like, not only did you come in with a rebuttal, it was so wholesome, it was so sweet, it was a good setup, and then Jesse comes in and just tries to thwart and, just ruin it all.
Yeah, and by the way, as a dog lover and as someone who is more pro-dog, I was never anti-cat, I was just always pro-dog, but we have never had kittens before. We took these two in. We're big on rescues, but we took these two in as kittens, Theodore and Sullivan here. And I have to be honest, even cuter than a puppy, I think. Now, once they grow, the dogs stay cute and the cat's not as cute. But I have to admit, I think kittens may get the nod over puppies just by a smidge. But Jesse, thanks for putting me in my place immediately, just like I'm sure you did with those young, aspiring play-by-play kids out at the Dane County Fair.
That's right.
we had a lot of fun at the Dane County Fair yesterday with the ESPN Madison announcer experience, and I'm glad you brought it up, Jason. We haven't talked about it yet. I want to share this. So I was working on something last night, watching Brewers-Dodgers late night at home. At 11:50 this morning on ESPN Madison, I believe that our fans will have a chance to hear perhaps the best 45 seconds of content this station has ever provided.
That could be very true. I'm excited. I can't wait.
So as great as all of our shows have been over since the dawn of time, at 11:50 today, we're going to play some of the best of the junior announcers in training yesterday calling the Valley Oop for the Bucks in the NBA Finals 4 years ago. I think it is some of the best 45 seconds of content we have ever created at ESPN Madison.
Did you put music behind it,
I didn't even know Riley was eligible for that.
Yeah, Riley was first in line. He's like, I want to call the alley-oop. Oh, sure. Yeah, you're a Bucks fan, right? Yeah, he did great.
How'd you do, Riley?
Yeah, I busted out my baseball broadcasting voice.
Not this. Please, no. Not this.
Giannis.
Yeah. Jason Wilde joining us here on the Saturday. Jason, before we get going into Packers talk and dive deep into that too, we have another thing. If you want to put Jesse in his place, Jesse has his 15-year high school reunion tonight, or at least it's planned for tonight, and
I'm not going.
He's not going. So long story short, but Tier 1 Tyler, who is, as by the name Tier 1 Tyler, will be there. He was a prominent part in planning this. And Jesse has made up this excuse saying, none of my friends are going. Nobody I know will be there. It just sounds like he's embarrassed to go and he doesn't want to be social and he doesn't want to talk to people. Jesse, why are you being such a party pooper? Why don't you want to go see everybody, support your friend? You never know who you're going to run into, and you could have a fun time. And for how much you give Muskego High School all this praise here on Prep Mania across our ESPN Wisconsin family. I just feel like, Jason, you got to help me out here. It sounds like Jesse's just trying to bail out again.
Yeah, I hate high school reunions. I don't go to any.
No way! Team Wilde.
I'm done. It's just you two now.
Jason, how come every time I get together with Pablo, words get put into my mouth on things that I'm not saying? This is pretty ridiculous.
Kind of like working with Homer.
Yeah.
Or Tausch. Yeah, I don't.
What an elite three to be a part of.
You should feel very good about that. The put words in other people's mouths club.
Homer, Tausch, and
should come up with an acronym. Yeah, Tausch should come up with an acronym for it. Putting P, words W, in PWI, O, other people's P again.
Puyapums.
All right.
The Puyapums.
Yeah, that doesn't. doesn't work that well.
We'll workshop
I had a small graduating class of 100, and kind of to Jesse's point, I lost my best friend from high school when I was a freshman in college. I do have other friends from high school, but I don't the closest friends that I have, if we did a reunion of all the guys that I was close with in college at UW-Madison, I would be the first in line to want to go, and then I would probably cancel because the girls would have something. But those are the folks that I really want to see. So I'm totally on board with Jesse, and I'm fully supportive. I didn't know you and Tier 1 Tyler went all the way back to high school.
Yeah.
I do think that adds one small layer to this, Jesse, that he's going. He didn't just plan it, and now he's staying home with his wife and kids.
He was on the student council in college. He was part of this planning committee, and he's a social butterfly. He was involved in a bunch of different things. He's going to be just fine. His wife was also 1 year younger. She's going, and she knows all the people that are going to be there. We were at a Brewers game 2 weeks ago with a bunch of friends from high school, and none of them are going except for Tyler. And they are like, well, I already see all the people that I want. We go to Dubuque. We go to Brewers games. We go to cabins.
Team Jesse.
I see all the people I want to see. I don't need to go buy. If all of them were going, I would go tonight. But because they're all not going and Tyler's the only one, I don't want to sit there and try to pick out Julie from science class from across the bar and see if I can remember who she is and go strike up a surface conversation with her for a few. I don't need that tonight.
Team Jesse. I'm alarmed at how supportive I've been of Jesse so far.
I was going to say.
So, other than the anti-kitten comments, I'm a little concerned about the direction of the show today.
That's all right, Jason. I did get after you right before you came on here.
Well, I heard 98. There are not 98 players on the roster, so there are not 98 people on my list. And number two, it's
going to be a long list.
Number two was revealed today, and despite conjecture on our program that Jordan Love was going to be number two, he is not. He is yet to be revealed.
Well.
Good.
19 minutes ago, as I look here on channel3000.com, the headline, most important Packers of 2025, number 2, Josh Jacobs. We'll just have the opening line. Perhaps the most remarkable aspect of Josh Jacobs' blockbuster first season with the Green Bay Packers is this: the Pro Bowl running back thinks it should have been even better. Jason Wilde.
Well done, Jason. Well done. I was getting nervous.
That was a curveball. We were expecting Josh to be number 1.
Yeah, I was really trying to build the suspense. I don't. Homer said something really nice about me yesterday, which came as a bit of a surprise.
A lot of Homer talk today.
Yeah, well, he is the GOAT. He said that I don't do things for effect, and he's right. I really don't. And so I think if I had put Josh Jacobs first, I would have been doing it. Even though and as I write in the editor's note at the top there, I do believe that there is a legitimate argument to make. I'm not saying you would win the argument, but I think you have a fair argument to try and claim that he deserves that spot. They ran the ball more than they threw it last year, right? 52.3% they ran the football. The only two teams that ran it more than the Packers were Philadelphia and Baltimore. And not only do they have stud running backs, but they have quarterbacks who run the ball a bunch, right? So he was the engine that made that offense go. They also reconfigured their offensive line to improve their run blocking, so he's not getting hit constantly early on in each carry. So I do think there's an argument to be made there, but the nature of the quarterback position, it's just really hard to say that anyone is more important than Jordan Love. So he is where he belongs. I did have some fun with maybe getting people after me a little bit, thinking it was going to go a different direction, but he is where he belongs, and that does kind of ruin the suspense for tomorrow.
I respect the drama and the suspense, setting the stage. Good stuff, Jason.
I mean, Bo Melton could still be number 1. He plays 2 positions, so that would make him more valuable.
Only guy on the team. Yeah, exactly. He's like 2 people.
That's right. Or it could be Matt LaFleur, or it could be Rich Bisaccia. Actually, will now make
Goody's number 1. That'd be irritating.
Mark Murphy.
I could have done a slash and said Bo Melton wide receiver and Bo Melton quarterback, and then that would have really been on brand.
Old Freddy Krueger.
Old Freddy Krueger.
The slasher.
Well, Jason, as you said, Jordan Love is yet to be revealed. We can't assume necessarily, but I think it could be safe to say that it is going to be an important season for him. I know, actually, Jason, when you were here at the Everlight Solar Studio here for Wilde and Tauscha earlier this week, I think you had a really interesting comment saying that this season is not necessarily, it's not about for Jordan Love if he's a good quarterback. You know that, and I think everybody can probably attest to that. Yes, Jordan Love is a good starting quarterback, but I think, correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm paraphrasing incorrectly, but more so you were going to the fact of this is a year to prove what type of quarterback he will be for this franchise, and can he take them to that Super Bowl, that very high level. Again, the expectations that you have, especially with training camp starting on Wednesday, what are your expectations for Jordan Love, and how do you deem that success for him coming into this season?
Well, I have to give Molly Brown all the credit because she put it in such better terms than I did, and quite frankly, more economically with a lot fewer words. Yesterday when I was on with Jim, Matt, and Molly, they were talking about, when are certain players going to be viewed as a finished product? They are who they are when they get to this point. And I thought she was really smart. She said, basically, this is the year. Like, after this year, there's no more, well, he's good, but we don't know how good he's going to be, or, this sort of uncertainty. Once as a starting quarterback, you've started for 3 seasons. At that point, you are who you are. Now, obviously, players, we all strive to improve, right? Whether you're a quarterback or a radio host or a beat writer or all those things. And so you're always looking to improve and get better at what you do. But by and large, I do think that eventually you become the version of yourself, and there's not going to be a major change. There's not going to be some sort of sudden, oh my gosh, look at this guy now. So I think this season, as Molly put it, is that year that really will define that. And I'm very eager to see what he plays like because, I don't know for certain what Jordan Love is. And I know there's a lot of great qualities there. And I know there's been moments where he has looked, dare I say, brilliant. And then there's been times where, he is prone to taking a risk that he shouldn't have taken, and it ends up costing them. We saw that in each of their playoff losses during the Love era. I know there are other factors that go into that, but he made some bad decisions in those games, and it cost them, and they lost both those games. And so, this is the year for him. We use the excuses or the explanations, however you want to view them, about the injuries. I found an interesting stat today while I was doing some research for him to be number one. The Packers had 33 drops last year, but remarkably, only 23 were when he was throwing the football. So that's 10 of them that were in the time that Malik Willis was playing. So that really surprised me. I got to double check the math on that because that took me aback a little bit because that is one of the theories that a lot of fans have brought forward. Oh, well, they dropped 33 passes. Well, yeah, they did, but not all of them were thrown by Jordan. So this is, to me, and you guys have heard me say this time and time and time again over the last several months, like there are just so many players on this team that are facing these pivotal, who is this guy going to be? On top of that, there are so many players that are either in the last year of their contract that are current starters or going to be eligible for an extension after this season, guys on this roster. So there's a lot to play for here, in addition to winning games and making the playoffs and getting to an NFC championship game and getting to a Super Bowl. So I'm eager to see how it all unfolds, but there's no denying that Jordan Love has shown that he is a good quarterback. But right now, this is, Tausch has his favorite lines that he co-opts from Brad Childress and his dad, and he's got a few originals of his own. But Jordan Love right now is a quarterback that you can win with. I want to see if Jordan Love can become the quarterback that you win because of Jordan Love. And we're gonna have to wait and see. We're gonna see how this season unfolds.
Ooh, training camp starts on Wednesday.
Man,
That
the chills are there.
goosebumps. Here we go. I know you, as much as anybody, Jason, is excited about training camp actually starting and real things happening with the Green Bay Packers, including news yesterday that Anthony Belton signed his rookie contract. He's a second-round pick for the Packers. What is the significance for the football hardos out there? What is the significance of Anthony Belton signing that contract?
Hardos?
Yeah, the football
hardos.
Yeah, not everybody cares about Anthony Belton, but the football hardos care about Anthony Belton.
You call them diehards too. You big fans.
I've heard it both ways.
Not sure I'm super comfortable with that
like
term.
that.
I'm not gonna lie.
It'll actually be in the next. It'll be in the next article on Channel 3000 for the Packer hardos.
For Packers hardos, Jordan Love is the quarterback.
We're going to talk about Ben Sims.
Malik Willis.
Look. So Anthony Belton obviously was one of the 30 second-round picks that have been caught up in this kind of. And look, God bless his agents for trying to get him and all the agents that were trying to get their clients fully guaranteed rookie contracts as second-round picks. I love that they gave it a shot. Ultimately, they all caved, and all these deals are getting done, and while guys are going to have a lot of their money guaranteed, they're not going to have all of it guaranteed. So he's in that category. They got the deal done. He was the only member of their draft class that had not yet signed, so now the rookies reported yesterday. All the quarterbacks reported yesterday. So those guys get a little bit of an early start. Guys coming off of injuries also reported yesterday. So, as LaFleur put it at the end of minicamp, we're probably going to have about half our guys. It's kind of like one of my lists. But it was interesting because not only did they get things done with Belton, which I don't love the fact that now we've got a Melton and a Belton.
That is tough.
It's like Lucas Van Ness.
Someone had to replace Valentine and Ballantyne. Now we got Belton and Melton.
True. Good.
We need
one,
21
Jesse.
Savage.
That's for the hardos out there. I know those guys.
Did you know? Speaking of 21 Savage, who that is not my.
Yeah.
That is not my musical choice. I'm big on Coldplay with the big show tonight. I wish I was able to go.
With who?
Yeah, I was going to say, be careful. Be careful of who you're attending
Jason's
with.
not a CEO. He's good.
Exactly. Great job playing it cool there, Andy. Right? Like if he just keeps snuggling her, his wife and her husband never find out about this. Right? They're not going to get closed circuit video from the concert.
Yeah, just don't make it weird and you're good. Yeah, just do like what everyone else does.
Anyway, 21 Savage.
Back to 21 Savage. Yes. So when Darnell Savage was here, it dawned on him that might be a really smart marketing move to be number 21.
Mm-hmm.
But he'd already been assigned 26. And this is how I learned this was because of it. So I think he played his first season as 26, and then the next year he wanted to switch to 21 so he could be 21 Savage on his jersey. Yeah. And if you do that, and it's not because you're giving up the number for a teammate who wants it, who's been acquired, you have to pay out of your own pocket for all the jerseys that would then be invalidated by you changing your number. Yes. So
it was a whole thing.
He ultimately stayed with 26 because he did not want, and I don't blame him. I don't want to pay for that either, which is so, this is, how many billions of dollars does the NFL make that they are going to make players pay back the money for jerseys that they would have to, drop off at the local Goodwill because he changed his number? I just found that to be absolutely preposterous. And that has been your 21 Savage Minute on the Saturday Scramble.
What did that have to do with Anthony Belton?
I don't care, but I love it. I love the fact it was just the quote right off the cuff from Jason. Speaking of 21 Savage, and if you're watching on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, you just see me absolutely lose it. So thank you, Jason.
I was very confused
for providing that lovely entertainment.
We're gonna have to rewind the tape to figure out how we got there. But I think we were talking about training camp almost being here, and then we went off the rails.
Yeah.
So I am looking forward to practices. But one more important piece of information before we go. I had told folks, one of the priorities when I get there on Wednesday after I walk down while Jesse and Tausch are doing trivia at 10:15 is going to be where's Elton Jenkins, right? Said, where's Elton Jenkins? Where's Zach Tom? Are number 50 and number 74 going to be on the field? Well, we got one of those answered. Elton Jenkins is starting camp on the non-football injury list. Now, I don't know if that is he sustained some sort of actual injury, right? Because we can't say that because we don't know. I have not talked to Elton. I haven't texted with him. But he was put on the non-football injury list yesterday, one of 8 players who are either on NFI or PUP. And that means he can report and not participate, which if it's something minor and he could actually be practicing, but he's not, or if he flunked his physical because there's something else afoot there, I think it's really interesting because as we have talked about so much throughout the off season, including when people were accusing us of making stuff up on Wilde and Tausch, that he was unhappy with his contract. And then lo and behold, he was unhappy with his contract and wants some guaranteed money put into it. This means that he won't get fined because he's not staying away. He's reporting, but he is not going to be participating, at least in the early going of training camp. And I think there is some significance to that there. Not as much significance as the 21 Savage story, but still important.
Definitely some important stuff here. Jason Wilde once again joining us here on the Saturday Scramble. We always appreciate his time with us. You can hear him Monday to Friday, 9 to noon here on Wilde and Tausch, also with Jesse Nelson, too. A well-produced show.
Very well-produced show.
Very well-produced show. Once again, that is 9 to noon. And also with Wednesday coming up, training camp. We will be live from the Tundra Trio, or more so you guys. I'll be with you guys doing social media stuff.
You'll be around.
I'll be around.
What?
I'll be around. Yes, surprise. I'll be with you. I'll be out there. First day of training camp.
What an honor.
Co-host Pablo Iglesias on Wilde and Tausch.
Yes, I'll wear my 21 Savage jersey.
Nice.
That you paid for? that Darnell Savage paid for?
Yes, I'll get it from I'll get it from overseas or something. Maybe that's where I could still get it distributed from.
Temu. Perfect.
Yes, Temu stuff. Well, he is Jason Wilde. Jason, thank you as always. He is also going to be revealing the great article about Bo Melton and why he's going to be the number one most important Packer of 2025. Excited to see who number one truly will be. I think we have a feeling that could be QB1. That'll be at channel3000.com. Jason, always appreciate your time. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, snuggling up with the kittens, and just enjoying the nice slow Saturday.
All right, another load of laundry to do now. I got to go. All right, take care. Be good.
Always love having Jason. I think we need to make like a hotkey out of that one, too. Speaking of 21 Savage,
I still don't know how we got there.
21. I love that. We've got to figure out how to come back into the break, but we do need to take a quick refresher here. Pablo Iglesias, Jesse Nelson. This is the Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN.
Stay tuned. Saturday Scramble continues after this on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Looking to join an international quality golf club right here in Madison? Discover TPC Wisconsin, an instant classic in the heart of the Midwest. With a course co-designed by Steve Stricker and PGA Tour Designs, it's the 13th and newest TPC Network golf club in the world. Other high-quality amenities include a short game practice area, athletic performance center, and meeting and dining facilities. Plus, membership benefits that reach around the globe. Schedule a tour at tpcwisconsin.com and start your journey to a lifetime of priceless golf.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't friendly. The trash talk, next level. And the stakes, those are crystal clear. Cheers! With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Listen to Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin on 100.5 ESPN.
Remember the old show Real World?
This is the true story of 7 strangers picked to live in a house to find out what happens when people stop being polite and start getting real.
That might be the story of the 2025 Green Bay Packers.
Wilde and Tausch, weekdays 9 to noon on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Take your game to the next level with Vortex Golf. This employee-owned brand out of Wisconsin brings you premium rangefinders like the Blade, Blade Slope, and the Anarch, packed with features like image stabilization, pin spotter mode, and rock-solid accuracy. Backed by a legendary no-questions-asked VIP lifetime warranty and unmatched customer service, Vortex has you covered. Ready to upgrade your gear? Visit maplehillgolf.com and search Vortex to see the full lineup. Vortex Golf, you can bet on it.
ESPN Madison is proud to partner with Mentoring Positives for our 3rd annual ESPN Madison Open. Mentoring Positives is a nonprofit based right here in Madison and is dedicated to uplifting youth and families through mentoring, athletics, and youth entrepreneurship. As a trusted presence in the community, Mentoring Positives has been helping young people build confidence, leadership, and purpose for 20 years. They're changing lives right here in our community. Visit mentoringpositives.org to make your impact today. That's mentoringpositives.org.
This update sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you.
Fans, here is the Quick Trip to the Ballpark ticket offer. Spend $200 at participating Quick Trip locations and get a free Terrace Reserve ticket to a 2025 Milwaukee Brewers home game. Check brewers.com/quicktrip for more details.
Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org. Insured by NCUA.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
You're listening to Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
21, can you do something for me? 21. Can you hit a little rich flex for me? 21. Then 21, can you do something for me? 21. Drop some bars to my ex for me. Then 21.
Nice.
Can you do something
Nice. Speaking of 21 Savage.
Speaking of 21 Savage, also good job by Riley for being our own personal dump button here.
Did not have time to find the clean version, so you go with the lyrics and mute when necessary.
Well done.
Appreciate it. Speaking of 21 Savage.
FCC responsible of you.
Great stuff. He is a graduate of the Nelson School of Producing, so I'm sure he learned from the best.
When's our reunion?
We'll figure that out. Why, are you going to skip that one too?
Maybe
10 years from now.
Depends if Hunter's going.
Yes. Oh well. Okay. Wait. Actually, yes. If there was, so I do join in on our producers huddle to pull the curtain back a little bit here at the ESPN Madison office. Who would if only one of us went to this reunion? Like who's
who
that
would need to go
factor?
for me to go to the producers reunion?
Yes, that's what I want to ask real quick.
Josh DiMaggio was the first other producer who I regularly worked with. He now produces Jen, Gabe, and Chewy in the mornings on ESPN Milwaukee from 7 to 9 a.m. I'd say Josh DiMaggio.
You think you would be Josh's choice?
Yeah, because I see the rest. Like, this is exactly the high school reunion today. I see the rest of you. I don't care if you're there. I don't care if Riley's there.
Thanks.
I see Riley like 5 days a week right now. Like, what do I care if Riley goes to the reunion? Josh, if he's coming in from out of town to go to the reunion, he's a tier 1 producer that I haven't been able to be around much lately. Yeah, that'd be great. Like, I'd love for Josh to go. Strove, similar probably, but yeah, that would be that'd be the comp.
Similar, probably. Like, that doesn't. I don't feel confident.
Well,
with how how you put that one.
Yeah.
Well,
have you seen that guy swing a bat or a golf club or do
that's-
anything?
Be athletic. Be athletic for sure. Oh, boy. Second hour of Saturday Scramble coming up in just a little bit. We are talking Brewers. If we replay the first hour, too, Jason Wilde giving us a lot of stuff. I'm sure it's going to be Bull Melton, though. That's number one. He
plays two positions. He's got to be. He's the only guy in the roster that plays two positions.
He's basically Travis Hunter for the Green Bay Packers. I think that seems pretty fair to say, I believe. So we'll talk. That's what we covered over in the first half, and I just love the 21 Savage talk. So that was a great first hour of us here. But the Brewers on the other side, they're heating up.
Can I tell you what I want to talk about with the Brewers?
Oh boy,
and
yes.
we'll tease this out here.
We will tease this out. We are a little behind.
The people who are saying that this is the best Brewers team they've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I at first think they're crazy, and the more I think about it, they might not be so crazy.
So they're
might not be so crazy.
Are you saying there's a chance?
I'm starting to get a little twinkle in my eye when I start to think about the 2025 Milwaukee Brewers. And we'll talk about that to kick off the 11 o'clock hour of the Saturday Scramble coming up next.
Get ready to say goodbye to those bland seltzers at the ballpark. Carbless is proudly Wisconsin-born, crafted by real people. A husband and wife team who wanted better cocktails in a can. They're locally made and blissfully better. Carbless offers a bold, true cocktail flavor that's made for baseball fans. Available in fan-favorite flavors like lemon lime, black raspberry, cranberry, and mango, bringing the craft cocktail bar to your seat. Refreshment that matches the energy of American Family Field is Carbless. Full of flavor, no sugar, and no carbs. Just game day bliss.
The host might be irrelevant, but the conversations aren't.
The thing I am struggling to contain is the excitement for Matthew Golden.
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe.
I almost feel bad for him in terms of the expectations by our fan base is going to be extreme, especially as training camp and the preseason rolls on.
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe. Live on ESPN Madison's YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And available wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. American Family Insurance can help protect your dream home for whatever comes next. You can live in your own oasis or your own clubhouse. Whatever you choose, get the right coverage. Save up to 23% by bundling home and auto. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Gear up for Quick Trip's Mountain Dew Quick Climb. Now through August 17th. Play free daily in the Quick Rewards app and earn bonus plays with every eligible purchase. Grab one with hot food. That's 2 bonus plays. Each week, the cash prize climbs by $5,000, all the way to a $250,000 grand prize. So open the app and get climbing. Your summer, your climb, your win. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents residing in Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota, Michigan, South Dakota, North Dakota, or Wisconsin. Ends August 17th. Bonus plays require qualifying purchase. See full rules at quicktrip.com/sweepstakes.
This is Monte Ball. Monte steps to the right, dashes, reaches, touchdown. You listen to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
It's time to think outside the pocket on Saturday Scramble.
I think the Bucks signed their souls away or something.
I look at the Bucks as Augustus Gloop.
Probably really smart, actually, because I write such long.
Yes! Clip that, Riley. Jason said that I'm smart.
I go to the gym to fight people. That's awesome.
On 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel with Jesse Nelson. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
On the ground, tough play. Ortiz, bare hand pickup, got him! What a play to end this one. A 3-hit shutout for the Brewers. They've won 8 straight ball games.
Take us to Church Priester, just wheeling and dealing at the Chavez Ravine as the Brewers getting their 4th win of the season against the Los Angeles Dodgers, 8 in a row. Welcome back. Second half baseball is here. It's July, and you know what we're doing already, Jesse? We're talking about October.
We're starting to think about it.
I'm
starting to think about it.
There was a good gut feeling that I had, and man, oh man, I was excited. I went to a going away party last night for a friend of mine I used to work with over at Paul's Club downtown, And I was watching the Brewers game. I was like, okay, let's see how this goes. Maybe they're a little rusty. You never know how a team is going to be. This isn't an indication of what your team's going to look like big picture. But you know what? We're going to go all in. We're going to throw our chips in one game into the second half, and you go in and just absolutely own the Dodgers. I think this is a good team. This is a team from a rotation standpoint too that can win you some ball games in October.
So here's what I'm starting to think about the 2025 Milwaukee Brewers. And I've heard the narrative shared by others. I think Alex Strofe was one of the first of Mr. Irrelevant, weekdays, Monday, Wednesday, Friday on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. He's also the very unathletic producer of Kyle Bruston Nortman, weekdays from 2 to 4.
That he is.
So he said he thinks this is the best Brewers team he's watched in his life and the most exciting Brewers team he's watched in his lifetime. And he is a handful of years younger than me. I think he would remember 2008 CC Sabathia. He certainly should remember 2011 when the team reached the NLCS. And I know he remembers 2018 when they played Game 7 of the NLCS against the Dodgers. But at first you hear that and you say, no, that's crazy. CC Sabathia was on one of these teams. Zach Greinke came in and was a game changer when Prince Fielder and Ryan Braun and these Brewers up-and-coming legends were on the team in 2011, more than a decade ago. How can this team be more exciting than a team that played in Game 7 of the NLCS and had home field advantage throughout the National League playoffs after winning Game 163 against the Cubs? 2018 was remarkable. We forget how great that season was.
I was like 3 blocks away from Wrigley Field at the time, too. I remember hearing the roar of, it was Anthony Rizzo hitting the home run, and then Christian Yelich just igniting a comeback.
Gosh, that was fun. We are in a golden age of Brewers baseball, and even though the postseason performances haven't been what us as diehard Brewers fans have wanted, it is still the golden age of what the franchise has had. 1982 is a long time away. They're making documentaries about it, finishing as runners-up to the Cardinals in the World Series then. That's the greatest individual season to this point in franchise history, but the golden age is what we're living in right now. And a team 17 games over 500, 4-0 against the juggernaut, the National League leading Los Angeles Dodgers, splitting at Wrigley Field in a game that they played very uncharacteristically against the Cubs in the first game and could have won had they played a little cleaner, and then out-dueled them in a slugfest in a day game after the Cubs called a rainout when the Miz would have been pitching, which is still pretty weak. Looking at
you don't do that on the south side of the city, that's for sure. I've also got some family in here at the Everlight Solar Studio. I've got my Uncle Carlos and my cousin Isaiah. I know Isaiah's not much of a big baseball fan, but I know my Uncle Car's a huge Cubs fan. So this is just me. What my dad and I have always done at family outings is give him some grief. Go Sox. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled programming.
You look at what the Brewers are doing this season and the pitching that they have with Freddie Peralta, Brandon Woodruff back after a 2-year hiatus, Jacob Mizorowski, the rookie sensation, youngest, quickest ever to get to an all-star game. It's starting to feel like this could be a very special year for the Milwaukee Brewers.
And I think, too, with Priester yesterday as well, you got to give him some credit. 7 innings, 3 hits, shutout ball. That's where my concern was for this team, and I say concern very lightly, is for sure it looks like as long as the Miz keeps this up, you have 3 strong. But for me, in my eyes, and last weekend I got to go home. I got to celebrate the 20th anniversary of my beloved Chicago White Sox and their World Series championship. But
Lord
I
knows
look
he
at
needs something to celebrate there.
All right, relax here, okay? There's some points as to why I brought this up. There's a point. This isn't great to have my family here either, because it's
today's
like
Saturday Scramble filmed in front of a live studio audience.
We might as well just keep their mic on so we can keep the laughs going, the laugh track. But my point is with the 2005 team, and I remember them as a kid, they were strong from a pitching standpoint. They were a solid lineup, but they didn't have these, big, giant home run hitters outside of Paul Konerko, who hit 40, and Scott Podsednik, former Brewer.
My guy, favorite Brewer of all time.
Thank you for your service. Hopefully Carlos Lee was a good little trade-off there. And Luis Vizcaya, he helped us out as well, so he was a good mid-relief guy.
Yes, El Caballo.
El Caballo. But the point is that the White Sox that year had a very strong 1, 2, 3, 4 punch. And now yesterday, again, we're only judging it off of one game, but I think from what we saw from Priester last night, that solidifies for sure. Brandon Woodruff is back. Freddie Peralta, the all-star, even though he decided to sit out because, he pitched the day before or right before the break. That's your 1, 2, 3, 4 as long as the Miz keeps up that consistency. And when he beat the Dodgers, I really regret not being able to say this when I was on the damn sports show a few weeks ago because I lost that idea. I was really curious about how he was going to perform in that game. You give up a leadoff home run to Shohei Ohtani. You're going to be facing those adversities, but it's how do you answer? How do you answer? And the fact that he gave up, we go straight into Miz talk, the fact that he answered giving up a leadoff home run to Shohei Ohtani on a hanging breaking ball that went 430-something feet, dead center, and then you come back and strike out 12 and shut out the Dodgers the rest of the way for the fact that he didn't even, that was his fourth start, I believe, at that time. That was his fourth career start. And that's how he answers. That is next level playoff type of, like, the way that you want him to respond. That's lights out.
Yeah.
That's lights out for the Miz.
By the way, back to Priester for a second. We're not just judging him based on last night. At least I'm not. Like, last night was great. 3 hits, 7 innings. Dude's 8-2 with a 3.33 ERA this year. He's got 80 strikeouts. Like, he is a good pitcher. He just, like, compared to Brandon Woodruff, who's been a number one on a team that went to the NLCS, with Freddie Peralta, who's been the ace for 5 years now, and with the Miz, who's the rookie phenom, who's this year's version of Paul Skeens. Like, Priester is the fourth guy you think of, but Priester's been a really good pitcher for this team this year. So not only are we talking about in a best-of-5 series throwing those 3 hurlers that we talked about out of the gates, you talk about a best-of-7 NLCS or another series that could be best-of-7. If you were in that situation.
You're really going to do it.
If you were in that situation, you wouldn't need a bullpen day, necessarily. You wouldn't need an opener. If you've got Priester starting that 4th game, this is why earlier this week, Bradford Doolittle, ESPN MLB writer, my guy, never met him, I just like his name.
Much bigger fan than Jeff Passan, who makes a couple jokes at you once in a while.
Jeff Passan's actually my guy, but yeah, he's a little mean, so I do like I
you just
like
don't
Doolittle.
like people that pick on you, is that it?
Yeah, which is everybody, so that's why I'm not going to my high school reunion. So tier 1, he's got...
I thought you were going because none of your friends are going.
That too.
The truth is out.
I've heard it both ways.
The verdict is out. You heard it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
So the MLB writers for the second half of the season, they outline who's in their top 6, and that's the teams that we know. The Tigers, the Phillies, the Mets, Cubs are in that. Then they say who's in tier 2, which are legit contenders. Blue Jays, Yankees, Brewers. And the first thing that Bradford Doolittle says what to expect for the Brewers this season, and I quote, "This might be the best version of the Brewers that we've seen during this current long run of success." I read that yesterday, and I thought, nah. How can this team be better than 2018? How can this team be better than the team that won the division in 21 and just came up a little short against the hot Braves who went on to win the World Series? This team isn't better than those teams. They might be. They don't rely on just home runs to score. They can play a little dink and dunk baseball. They play smart strategically. Pat Murphy.
You just make that up. I like dink and dunk.
Yeah, Murph ball. Murph ball is a fun version of baseball to play. It's getting back to the roots of the game a little bit. They've got the pitching. Not only the starting rotation that we just talked about, but last night was the formula for what this will look like in the playoffs. Uribe, Koenig, McGill, 7th, 8th, 9th, blanks. This team can contend. 1 game back of the Cubs for not only the top spot in the NL Central, but for the best record in the National League. That's where we're at here. 17 games over 500 as we get set to start August in a week. This is fun, man. This is getting to be goosebumps exciting Brewers baseball.
Jesse, how'd you bring up Murph ball? How'd you like Blake Perkins? First at bat back from injury, lays down a perfect bunt.
Yes, welcome
for a
back,
single.
Blake Perkins.
That's fundamental baseball.
Yes.
And we talk about how good this pitching staff is. The Brewers announced today, Robert Gasser. Remember how good he was last year?
The gas man.
He's going on a rehab assignment today. The Brewers are going to get another great arm come later in the season. Like, they're only getting better from here on out. It's just a spoiled with riches.
We heard Jeff Passan say they need a bat. Well, I mean, they do, but Rhys Hoskins will get back from injury at some point. That'll feel like an addition. Perkins is coming back. Like, there's
Andrew
enough.
Vaughn is still sizzling. So.
And Andrew Vaughn is sizzling, sure. You look at the construction of the roster. You look at who they've played already. They're going to be battle-tested. They have the 7th hardest strength of schedule throughout the rest of this season. If they can stay at the pace they're not going to win every game the rest of the way. They can. They're not going to.
Undefeated.
They're not going to win every game the rest of the way. I hate to break that to everybody. But if they can maintain a similar level of success where they're right in contention to win the division title and they get into the postseason, it is starting to feel like there's more confidence in this team than any previous iteration of the Brewers in this golden age of Brewers baseball heading in to October of this season.
844-770-3776, the Carbless Talking text line. Do you share that same sentiment with Jesse and Riley right now that it's all bets are off right now? And speaking of bets, actually, ESPN bet, I'm looking at this right now. They have the Brewers at a plus 2,500 to win the World Series. That's, let me see, 1, 2,
Sounds like a value.
They're within the top 10, technically tied for 9th.
Yeah. I mean,
still a value.
If we head to even the Hard Rock Casino over in Rockford, a great partner of ours, if we were to head over there, or if we were to go to Potawatomi over in Milwaukee, are you confidently putting down money on this team to win the World Series? How confident are you in this team to make a deep run in October? Because we talked about this too, because it's like, hey, this is a great team. This could be the team. And unfortunately, not to bring up too much a heartbreak, but that's part of sports. They've gotten knocked out in the wild card round. Can we guarantee that this year is going to be different? No. But sometimes you just get a little of that small twinkle in the eye. You get the butterflies start to roll in, and you just feel something different. Riley, looks like you got something.
To that point, Jesse, you mentioned battle tested. And I think that's what's going to be the X factor for this Brewers team come playoff time. They had that heartbreaking Mets series last year. They had to watch the Mets celebrate at American Family Field after being so close.
Yeah, Jesse Winker, too.
2 outs away from moving on. And they've brought back almost everyone on that roster. I have a vivid memory. I was gifted great seats. Me and my family, we were like almost right behind home plate for Game 3 of that Mets series. Don't know how we got those tickets, but we had them. And Jackson Chourio was on deck when the Brewers recorded their final out and lost the game. And I'll never forget him staring at the Mets dog pile on the mound and then just start slamming his bat into the side of the railing in the dugout. He was frustrated. He wanted that at bat to potentially tie the game for the Brewers. And I think everyone on this team has that dog mentality where they want to be the guy in the clutch. They want to be the guy in the big moment. And the Cubs, they don't have that experience right now. I think if it comes down to brass tacks, the Brewers are going to be in a very, very, very good spot come playoff time, mentally speaking.
Agreed. 4-0 against the Dodgers. They've clinched winning the season series against the Dodgers already. They are not afraid of the Cubs. This reminds me of, we just had our Made 'em Believe celebration about a month ago, celebrating the 2015 Wisconsin men's basketball team. Remember when they lost to Kentucky in 14 in the Final Four? Mm-hmm. The entire next season, Kentucky's undefeated. Everybody in the country is scared of Kentucky. You know who's not? Wisconsin. And that is what they wanted in the Final Four. They didn't want to dodge Kentucky. They weren't hoping Kentucky lost and they caught a break. They wanted Kentucky. The Brewers this season, they want the Mets because of last year. They want the Dodgers, as proven as how well they've played them here in the regular season. And you don't think they don't want Craig Counsell and the Cubs in the playoffs? They want everybody. That's what's different about the 2025 Milwaukee Brewers.
The Brewers, according to Tankathon.com, as we're looking at the remaining schedule straight.
That's not a real site.
Yes, I just made it up.
Tankathon.com?
Tankathon.com.
What are you doing on Tankathon.com?
Looking at the toughest schedules.
I forgot he's a White Sox fan. It seems like your kind of place.
Well, the Brewers have a tougher schedule. The White Sox are right there with the 8th toughest schedule remaining. But looking at the strength of schedule and the toughest opponents, they have the Cubs for 8 games, that 5-game series in Chicago. Guys,
it's going to be fun.
Well, could you imagine if the Brewers came with a 5-game sweep? Like what? The happy medium. That's
let's not jump to conclusions. Let's not play that game.
I'll speak it into existence.
But
I'll do it.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Pablo's on our side here.
That'd be pretty sweet. Suddenly
we can bond
4-game
over
lead
that.
in the division suddenly in late August.
No, I remember the Brewers White Sox game when I went to. The Sox ended up being the Brewers, but we just started just chanting a bunch of the Cubs still suck chants on our way out of the stadium at American Family Field. So that was a good moment. So hey, we're all in this together. We'll see how the Brewers fare out later today and the rest of the series with the Dodgers. But coming up, we are going to try something a little new or newer.
Ooh.
Man versus machine.
What?
I'm going to go up against ChatGPT. We'll just leave it at that. This is the Saturday Scramble. Pablo Iglesias, Jesse Nelson on 100.5 ESPN.
Stay tuned. Saturday Scramble continues after this on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
This update is sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Play Brewers Baseball Bingo presented by U.S. Cellular for the chance to win prizes all season long. Download the MLB Ballpark app from the App Store or Google Play to get in on the action. Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org. Insured by NCUA.
It's all about the green and gold and nonsense on Kyle, Brust, and Nordman.
He has been crowned a franchise quarterback, and he has earned that. I think that's glued on his head. I don't think that's going anywhere.
That was good.
Glued to his helmet. Top 10? Now a top 10 quarterback, that's a crown that's maybe a little bit more iffy.
Kyle, Brust, and Nordman. Brought to you by Michelob Ultra, the superior light beer. Weekdays from 2 till 4 on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The Bucky Badger Student Mascot Fund was created to support the amazing student athletes who bring the best mascot in the world to life. Hey, my name is Stacy Bruner. I was Bucky Badger from 2010 to 2014. My most memorable sports moment was running out the flag at the 2013 Rose Bowl versus Stanford. Your donation will help fund new scholarships to ensure that the rich tradition of Bucky lives on. Learn more at supportbucky.org. That's supportbucky.org.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
The GRB Academy is baseball for the serious player. GRB Academy wants to be part of your plan to reach your potential. Utilize GRB Academy's 52,000 square foot facility, 14 batting cages, and 6,000 square foot weight room. Personal lessons at the GRB Baseball Academy are available year-round. With over 300 college players and over 150 Division I players, GRB has consistently led the way in the Midwest for college recruitment and player development. Visit their website, grbacademy.com, for more information. That's grbacademy.com. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns, it's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
ESPN Madison is going big for training camp in Green Bay. Tune in Wednesday for day one of camp as Wilde Tausch and Jim, Matt, and Molly broadcast live from the Tundra Trio. From the shadow of Lambeau Field, it's ESPN Madison at training camp in Green Bay.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
You're listening to Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
You know, maybe it's a good idea that Jesse is not going to his high school reunion later today. As fun as it probably would be, after just kind of, you did well over time with the small talk. But again, as my family is in here, I've got my uncle, I've got my cousin, my uncle's who's a huge Cub fan, Jesse, who's a diehard Brewers fan. Jesse's first thing that comes out of his mouth, he's like, you know what, I don't really have a lot of hate for a lot of teams, but the Chicago Cubs for sure are one of those teams. That's really great. For meeting somebody for the first time, that's such a great opening line
I
to
say that like when we're interviewing intern candidates here at ESPN Madison, they come in and say, who's your favorite team? The Cubs. Oh, well, you suck. Okay.
It's great stuff. Great stuff. Thank you to my uncle and my cousin for making the visit.
Yeah, they're great.
Thank you so much for making them feel welcome here at the Everlight Solar Studio.
At least the Cubs have won something recently as opposed to your team. White Sox, that is, for those playing at home. The Chicago White Sox.
Pablo Iglesias, Jesse Nelson.
They suck. Like, really bad. Like, they're going to move to Nashville.
Why are you just knocking me down so much right now? Well, at least this segment is dedicated to me.
Yeah, it's getting you set for the right man. What are you doing here in this segment? I'm excited to watch this occur, but I have no idea how you're going to do this.
Well, I'm really glad that you asked. I will hand the baton over to Mr. Riley Yauk behind the glass. Riley, take it away.
It's a tale as old as time. Man versus machine. Has AI surpassed us? Or will the indomitable human spirit reign supreme? Pablo Iglesias is our last hope. It's P versus ChatGPT on Saturday Scramble.
Oh my goodness, that's the first time we've heard that introduction.
You are representing all of mankind. It's like Independence Day.
Oh, I'm ready to do it.
This is it. Even though right now Pablo Iglesias currently has a losing record against ChatGPT.
No. It's not about how you start, it's how you finish.
So the indomitable human spirit has failed before. Hopefully today is a different story. So
there were 2 parts to Infinity War too. So I'm just saying, like in the Avengers series, there was a second part to it. So this could be part 2.
2 parts to Wicked too. I didn't know that when I went and saw part 1. 2-hour, 40-minute movie, and this is to be continued. What are we doing?
Popular.
Wild. Anyways, here, how the game works is I ask Pablo Iglesias and ChatGPT the same question. I have them come up with a list. And then, Jesse, it is up to us to decide whose list is better.
Oh, wow.
And unfortunately for Pablo, last time his list failed and ChatGPT's won.
Just because I missed Joe Thomas? Is that why?
As one of the best Badgers of all time, as I'm assuming what the list was?
Yes. He was on my Mount
That's
Rushmore.
pretty bad.
That's pretty bad. That was tough. I'm not going to lie. All right.
Best draft pick in Badger football history.
First offensive
Pro
lineman.
Football Hall of Famer. Comes into our studio and hosts shows on a somewhat regular basis.
Brings beef jerky, all that.
Yeah, he's like the nicest cousin sub of the day we ever have.
Well, I didn't say that. I wasn't defaming him. I wasn't saying that he's a terrible person. He just didn't make my Mount Rushmore.
Kinda.
Why are you making such a huge indictment on me?
All right,
I'm
the
sorry.
music is back.
You got this.
The music's back. Let's set the mood. What is our prompt for this week, Riley?
Today, for P versus ChatGPT, I asked both of you to come up with the top 3 Milwaukee Brewers teams of all time. Pablo, let's start with you.
All right. Well, we're going number 3. I'm looking at this right now. A team that finished 90-72 and rallied, led by Ned Yost, or actually after he was fired 12 games in. And led
with 12 games to go.
With 12 games to go. Wow, I'm already off to a hot start.
Our Brewers fan, Pablo Iglesias.
And it was Dale who led the charge from there. And thanks to CC Sabathia, the 2008 Milwaukee Brewers are at number 3. You think about how electric that fireballer was, getting the acquisition over from Cleveland. CC was a dog. And when pitchers could hit, too, that was a fun time. So number 3, I've got the 2008 team. This one's going to be interesting. I'm going to switch it up here because they will forever be known as a historic team. But I am actually going to go a little controversial and go number 2 is the 1982 team that ended up coming up just short of winning the Fall Classic. I look at that team and it's like, hey, they're going to be forever etched in Brewers history. They are, they were at the pinnacle, or nearly the pinnacle at least. American League champions. They still had a parade for second place finishers, and I digress, but it is what it is on that one.
Just a bit outside the story of the 1982 Brewers, available on Roku, the documentary of the team. It's great.
Thank you
for
watch it. Thank you for your service. And finally, 7 games. They took the Dodgers all the way into the NLCS. Unfortunately, they didn't get to taste the Fall Classic, or at least one game. But when I look at some historic and fun Brewers teams, the 2018 Milwaukee Brewers, that's the team that I'm riding with as my number 1, my favorite all-time Brewers team. So what's ChatGPT got to say here?
Now we move over to the machine. ChatGPT, once again, your lists are different by a mere 1 team.
Uh-oh.
Their 3rd overall team, the 2011 Brewers, went 96-66, reached the NLCS, lost to the St. Louis Cardinals. Why they're number 3, according to ChatGPT, they won the NL Central and made the franchise's first NLCS appearance since moving to the National League. They had the core of Braun, Fielder, Greinke, Gallardo, Axford, and set a franchise record for home wins at 57, and you had the Nyjer Morgan walk-off as a memorable moment. Number 3, 2011, Milwaukee Brewers. Number 2, the 2018 Milwaukee Brewers. They've slot them in at number 2. Christian Yelich with the MVP. Bullpen-heavy approach, apparently a blueprint for modern postseason baseball. According to ChatGPT, came 1 game away from the World Series as well. And last, but certainly not least, you already mentioned them, Harvey's Wallbangers, the 1982 Milwaukee Brewers at number 1. They made the Fall Classic, and I believe that is what carries them to the top spot in ChatGPT's list. Jesse Nelson, you are the deciding vote. Which list is better, Pablo's or ChatGPT's?
Great discussion, reminiscing on these great Brewers teams, and hopefully 2025 is able to surpass them all. I wrote down my list before P and ChatGPT unveiled theirs, and my list was an exact match to one of them.
Oh, boy.
Who is our winner today, Jesse?
The machine wins again. Our technological overlords got this right.
Wow.
2011, the team that won the National League Central Division, first division title since forever. Team that was the number 2 seed in the National League playoffs behind only the Phillies, who the Cardinals upset in the first round. Phillies were juggernauts that year. And then they hosted the NLCS and should have beaten the Cardinals and won the World Series in 2011. 2018, a team that was the number 1 seed in the National League playoffs, winners of the NL Central after Game 163 at Wrigley Field against the Cubs, and they hosted Game 7 of the NLCS against the Dodgers. And then, of course, the only thing that surpasses that is if you actually go to the World Series, as the team in 1982 did, making them the greatest Brewers team of all time, worthy of a documentary, and also the connection that this city had to that team in 1982. If you watch the documentary, you'll learn all about that if you weren't alive for it. I am in complete agreement with ChatGPT.
Pablo,
did you really have to say it like that?
You have now
fallen.
fallen.
Have to say complete agreement.
It is what it is. I don't want to be.
I was pulling
for you. I feel like you did want to.
I was pulling for you, Pablo. I really wanted to see you win this one.
That didn't feel genuine at all, the way that you just said.
You have fallen to 0-2 against ChatGPT, Pablo. Do you have a post-game statement?
We just got to be better next week. That's it.
You picked a team that fired their manager.
They still made the playoffs.
Good
yeah,
point.
but, well, actually, in 1982, they fired their manager, too. That is fun.
Oh, well, all of a sudden now I don't
you're
look
right.
like such
You know what? That was
look like an
unfair
idiot now.
criticism from me.
There's just been a lot of, I've been catching a lot of strays in this show.
You
I
picked a
feel
team
like
that
today.
fired their manager and didn't win a playoff series. They won one playoff game that year.
They were just fun, though.
They were fun. They had CC Sabathia.
My pick
they
was
got
for
over the
vibes.
hump. It's good to get over the hump, and hopefully your White Sox are able to do that at some point. But
at some point, yes.
That's not one of the top three. If we're saying top five, 2008 belongs on this list, and then probably 21.
If we
was
did,
pretty good.
We did a top five. ChatGPT threw on 2 honorable mentions. They put the 2023 and 2021 Brewers teams.
23 was the one.
They won
lost
the
to the
division.
Diamondbacks.
Yep.
I was in that locker room. That was a fun time.
23.
I walked out with the team when they celebrated clinching the division after the Cubs blew it in Atlanta.
Yeah,
I walked out with the players. I felt like a hero.
23 is a forgotten team. That was Council's last year as the manager and playing the Diamondbacks in that playoff series. We all remember the Mets series because of how they lost. The Diamondbacks just came in and pulverized the Brewers. The Mets game, at least it went 3 games. They had the big comeback in the 8th inning in Game 2. Like the Mets last year, 24 felt more fun, even though the team was probably, I agree, better in 23. 21, I think, gets a bad. Like 2021, they won the NL Central. They played the Braves. Hader was on that team.
They just went out with such a whimper.
Blew it in Atlanta. Yeah, that was. I mean,
they just scored like 1 run too in that series.
Yeah,
didn't they? It was the Tellez home run that was like the big.
They did have a tough time.
Moment.
They had a tough time scoring runs in 21.
Well, the Braves did end up going to win the World Series that year.
And the Diamondbacks went to the World Series. Up until this last year, every team that beat the Brewers at least went to the World Series.
The Brewers are like the good luck Chuck.
The curse has been broken as well.
One more thing before we put a bow on Pablo's big loss here. He's 0-2 against ChatGPT. That's bad. You better get off the hump next time.
Thanks. You're really making me look good in front of my family right now. Thank you.
Well, I didn't do it. The computer did. You did it to yourself.
Oh, blame the technology. Blame the technology. I look well produced open as well.
This entire conversation about all these Brewers teams and who's the best Brewers teams of all time, we barely said anything except for 2008 about the regular season. Everything else was what they do in the playoffs. 82, they go to the World Series. 11, NLCS. 2021, 2023, 2024, all these different years. We can look at what they did in the playoffs and how you're measuring greatest Brewers teams of all time. If 2025 wants to be in the discussion as one of the greatest Brewers teams of all time, it's not going to come down to how they play in the regular season. It's going to come down to what they do in October.
They are going to be fun to watch. 8:10 first pitch. Freddie Peralta on the hill today, too, for the Brewers. You can also hear that on Madison's new home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. It's going to be a fun ride. We'll see how this goes. That has been P versus ChatGPT, a humbling moment. I'm 0-2. I will graciously wear that 0-2, and I will be better next week. Well, we will take a quick breather. We got to talk about some other championship memories, too, real quick. This is the Saturday Scramble. Pablo Iglesias, Jesse Nelson from the Everlight Solar Studio on 100.5 ESPN.
Stay tuned. Saturday Scramble continues after this on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't friendly. The trash talk, next level. And the stakes, those are crystal clear. Cheers! With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
Greg Scalzi here for Total Athlete Performance. They're here to provide elite performance training for serious athletes in the Madison area. And there's a new Verona TAP facility open inside of the Verona Athletic Center. Summer speed, agility, and semi-private options are now available at both Verona and Windsor locations and now offering monthly subscription payment options. Plus, you can download the new Total Athlete Performance app for remote training options all year round. Visit tapwisconsin.com. That's tapwisconsin.com.
This update sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you.
Every regular season Friday home game at American Family Field, ticketed fans 21 and over who sit in the Miller Lite beer pen in the left field Lowe's bleachers will receive a free Brewers can holder, courtesy of Miller Lite and Leinenkugels.
Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org, insured by NCUA.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
The sound of summaries on ESPN Madison.
The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Madison's home of the Brewers.
Mizorowski deals. Struck him out. A heater at 101.
Catch every Milwaukee Brewers game this season on 100.5 ESPN.
Back and watching it sail. It's a grand slam.
Brewers baseball on ESPN Madison is presented by Hard Rock Casino Rockford and brought to you by J&K Security Solutions and Revive Restoration.
Hi, this is Jeff Levering with the Brewers Radio Network. Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's trusted name in home improvement, does more than just top-quality roofing. They're your go-to for maintenance-free siding and energy-efficient windows, too. Ridgetop has expert credentials with leading manufacturers like Pella, James Hardie, and LP Smart Siding. For over 20 years, they delivered exceptional craftsmanship and service. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Ridgetop Exteriors, where customer service always comes first.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
ESPN Madison is going big for training camp in Green Bay. Tune in Wednesday for day one of camp as Wilde and Tausch and Jim, Matt, and Molly broadcast live from the Tundra Trio. From the shadow of Lambeau Field, it's ESPN Madison at training camp in Green Bay. Madison's home of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Lops up top to Giannis. Oh, what a play!
Wisconsin Badgers volleyball.
Underneath it, bump set, left side, powers it down. What a rally! And Wisconsin comes out on top.
And now, the Milwaukee Brewers.
Fly ball to center. It is way back, and it is gone.
This is Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers. 100.5 ESPN.
Take your game to the next level with Vortex Golf. This employee-owned brand out of Wisconsin brings you premium rangefinders like the Blade, Blade Slope, and the Anarch, packed with features like image stabilization, pin spotter mode, and rock-solid accuracy. Backed by a legendary no-questions-asked VIP lifetime warranty and unmatched customer service, Vortex has you covered. Ready to upgrade your gear? Visit maplehillgolf.com and search Vortex to see the full lineup. Vortex Golf, you can bet on it.
ESPN Madison is proud to partner with Mentoring Positives for our third annual ESPN Madison Open. Mentoring Positives is a nonprofit based right here in Madison and is dedicated to uplifting youth and families through mentoring, athletics, and youth entrepreneurship. As a trusted presence in the community, Mentoring Positives has been helping young people build confidence, leadership, and purpose for 20 years. They're changing lives right here in our community. Visit mentoringpositives.org to make your impact today. That's mentoringpositives.org.
This update sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you.
Fans, here is the Quick Trip to the Ballpark ticket offer. Spend $200 at participating Quick Trip locations and get a free Terrace Reserve ticket to a 2025 Milwaukee Brewers home game. Check brewers.com/quicktrip for more details.
Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org, insured by NCUA.
You're listening to Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Jesse, you have to lose 2 in order to win in 6. I remember saying that 4 years ago, just outside of the Deer District, when the Milwaukee Bucks made an improbable comeback, just I believe at the time the 5th team to ever come back from a 2-0 deficit and win the NBA championship. It's crazy to believe that was 4 years ago. And for all of those listening here on 100.5 ESPN, you have the opportunity Sunday night at 7 o'clock to be a part of that special moment, the Bucks winning in 6, Bucks in 6 in the best way, when Milwaukee won the championship in over 50 years. Giannis dropping a 50-piece. The replay again tomorrow night, Sunday, 7 p.m. on 100.5 ESPN. 4 years ago, man, what a special night that was.
Giannis drops 50. Ted Davis on the radio call on the Bucks radio network. We're playing back the full game broadcast. It's not one of those like condensed ones where it's like super fast playing just the highlights. The full game broadcast tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Relive the magic of 4 years ago. Unfortunately, we don't have a more recent finals experience to celebrate, but 4 years ago it was memory that will last a lifetime for most of us who have been around Wisconsin sports and cheer on our local teams. The Milwaukee Bucks winning the NBA Finals 4 years ago, and we get to relive it again on Sunday night. And we got to relive it yesterday at the Dane County Fair.
Yep.
So yesterday, I had the pleasure of hosting the ESPN Madison Announcer Experience at the Dane County Fair. It was Kids Day at the fair. So we had a bunch of kids who came over, and we had a little booth set up and the microphone, and they got to hold it. And some of them went on script, some of them went off script, calling.
We had kids go off script?
Calling the Valley Oop from Game 5.
Oh, that's awesome.
The what by many would say is the most iconic play in Milwaukee Bucks history. And if you're asking me, I believe, and I've been around here at ESPN Madison for almost a decade, and the station's older than me, I believe what you're about to hear may be the greatest 45 seconds of content this station has ever created. Without further ado, the junior announcers from the Dane County Fair calling the Valley Oop from the 2021 NBA Finals.
The NBA Finals.
Under 30 seconds to play in game.
30 seconds left. The Bucks lead the Suns by 1.
Suns have ball.
Suns dribbling down.
Devin Booker has it, looking for the lead.
David Brookhauser has it.
Knocked away and stolen by Holiday.
And stolen by Holland.
Stolen by the Holiday.
And stolen by Holly.
Stolen by Holiday. Took it away.
He throws it up to Giannis. Pass Giannis Cooper. What? Slam dunk. Giannis for the Bucks.
And foul. And a foul. Wow. What a play for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Let's go.
The fans are going crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
How about those announcers yesterday? Yeah. How about those kids? Crushed it. The Valley Oop at the Dane County Fair. All of the junior announcers. What a job those guys did.
Oh, man. I loved the enthusiasm, too. All of our teammates were sending pictures. Jesse looked like he was having the time of his life, too.
Oh, I was.
Just smiling from ear to ear.
That was fun yesterday. Man, and those kids were so, they're all a little nervous when they first come up and they see the equipment and the microphone and the computer, and they're like, oh, what do you got? But they see ESPN, they see the Milwaukee Bucks, and some of those kids were like 8 years old. So they were like, I'm sure they don't even remember when the Bucks won the finals. So they were 4, but they crushed it yesterday.
Stolen by Holiday.
Holly was my favorite. That was so good.
I love the like you kind of scream but you don't want to like be too loud type of sound. I loved that so much. That's just pure joy. You love to see it. All right, well that is just about our time here on the Saturday Scramble. Thank you to Jesse Nelson for jumping in with us. Pablo Iglesias, Riley Yauk here live at the Everlight Solar Studio. We've got Adam Mertz joining us next week. Again, Brewers Dodgers 8:10 first pitch later today. Also Coldplay 2 here at Camp Randall. Make sure you
watch out, Kiss Cam.
Yeah, watch out. All right, take care. Have a good weekend, everyone.
This update sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life,